Hello book nerds, welcome to Bookshelf Bunny. I'm Kim and today I'll be doing the end of year book tag. Hey guys, I came across this tag on Mini Book Chat's channel. Go and check it out. The original video is done by Aria Brissett. I will copy a link in the description below. I just felt like after watching her video, I felt like this would be a good tag for almost the end of November. I've still got a solid reading month and some left in the year, so there's hope for some of these books that I want to get to still. Our first question, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? No. So far, all of the books I have picked up, I have finished. I suppose I do have a couple on the go right now, but I don't anticipate any problem completing them even before the end of November. If for some reason I can't get them done, oh well. Do you have an autumnal book to transition to into the end of the year? Not really. Not really. I've just sort of been mood reading this year. It was one of my goals for 2022, and I've for the most part stuck to that. So I haven't really planned out what I want to read. So I don't really have a book set up to make that transition with. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? There is not. There is not. The new release I was the most excited for was Fairy Tale by Stephen King. And then, after some coworkers and friends got me into some Colleen Hoover, I was excited for It Begins With Us, which I still haven't started. That might be a book I read in 2023. But that is out now. Both those things are out now. There is nothing coming out between now and January 1st that I'm particularly hankering for, so no. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? The 3 books I want to finish before this year, I promised to some authors who requested that I review them, and those books include Shape of Memories. This is when I want to start. When he was kind of selling me on the story to see if I would pick it up and do a review for him, he said, and I quote, "It's like The Notebook meets The Thing." Color me intrigued. What does that mean? Does that mean that it's a romance that involves monsters? Because The Thing was a monster. Or is it a romance between a people and a monster? I don't know. I guess I'll have to read it and find out. The other one is Storm Silver by Raven McGregory. This is a fantasy tale that I believe is going to be spicy. It's got some romance elements to it, and it involves dragons, so what's not to be excited for? That's another one I'm hoping to read by the end of the year. And this one is not a book I was asked to read for review purposes. This is a book I picked up in the fall because I've heard amazing things about it and I'm addicted to manga. Yeah. And that would be Uzumaki. I am pretty sure that if I manage to finish this before the end of the year, it will be amazing. Is there a book you think that could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? Yes. The Never King that I'm reading right now has potential. It's a very spicy book. It's kind of a Peter Pan-esque tale, and I'm really into it. I like it a lot. It is quite the story. And if it continues to be the way it is, it could very well be that book for me this year. Have you already started making reading plans for next year? Kind of. They've been in the back of my mind as we get closer to the 1st of January. One of the things I've kind of mulled over is a game, like a TBR game, or at least a game to help me decide when I have too many things that I want to read and only so much time to read them in. I was thinking something to do with dice. but we haven't quite pulled anything together yet. I also have a reading journal, this. I'm really excited about it. It is the Well-Read Women's Reading Journal, and my friend Diamond over at A Little Chic, she picked it up. She noticed it when we went shopping at our local Symphony's book sale, and she was gonna grab it, but then she let me have it. She said she already had a reading journal she wanted to complete, and so she gave it to me. And that book sale is amazing, by the way. This thing cost me $2. It is a $14.95 US journal. I got it for $2. That book sale is my favorite. So I'm excited to use this year to log the books that I read. It's actually really beautiful. This is kind of how it's set up. So you have your pages for your books, your thoughts, when you started it, when you finished it. So it's really simple, and I feel like it leaves me a lot of space to get like my base thoughts down. And it has little quotes and artwork in it from various women. This one is Elizabeth Bennet, character from, of course, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. So I love it. It looks like amazing. I'm really excited to use this. I will also be, as far as reading plans go, I will also be continuing in the bullet journal adventure for my TBR and, wish list. I've really fallen in love with the bullet journal practice. But I've been doing it for the last few months, like 4 or 5 months, and I've found that it's great for having everything in my brain in one notebook. That's really helpful, but I still need like a traditional calendar. That's how my brain is wired. So I'm going to, in the next year, in 2023, combine bullet journaling with a more traditional planner. And I was gifted the Erin Condren Life Planner from my friend Diamond over at A Little Chic as a birthday gift, if you can believe it. That's a hefty birthday gift if you're familiar with Erin Condren planners. So I want to combine my bullet journal, my reading journal, and my traditional planner to use for reading, planning purposes. But again, this is still kind of a half idea. I haven't exactly finished putting it all together. It's gonna happen. I just don't know what it's gonna look like yet. Still have time. I still have time. As far as goals for next year, I'm probably gonna stick to 50 books again. I'm probably mostly going to be mood reading again, although with the dice game in my head, that might change. We'll see. I still have to give it some thought, but those are the ideas swirling around in this brain of mine so far. Okay, that's it for the tag. I'm just gonna tag everybody who's watching this. If you are watching me right now, I tag you. I would love you to do the end of year book tag. If you do, let me know so I can search out your video and watch it. All right, book nerds, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Any of the books that I have mentioned today, are they books that you are also hoping to read before the end of the year? That's it for me, and as always, happy reading.